And we're back from Anime Expo 2022. I am exhausted, but I had an amazing time. I went all 4 days and I was staying at the Wayfarer. It was great. It was amazing. It was an experience, but we have to talk about these reviews objectively. If this is your first time in the channel, my name is Lunchbox5930 and I go to anime conventions and various other otaku events, so you don't have to. Let's talk about Anime Expo 2022. Anime Expo is a 4-day event that is held in the Los Angeles Convention Center, and it's typically considered the largest anime convention in the United States, possibly even North America. It was held this year on July 1st through the 4th, and I've actually been going to Anime Expo for about a decade plus now, and I've actually never missed going to one. Not counting the COVID years, but I haven't missed an Anime Expo. Like I mentioned, I stayed in a hotel with a group of my friends because that enhances the experience, and we don't want to pay $50 for parking every single day. So let's get on with the pricing first. There are 2 types of passes. There are general and there is premier. Premier is basically the pay-to-win model of going to Anime Expo. That ranges for about $500 and they're kind of difficult to obtain, while the 4-day passes are fairly easy to get. I got my 4-day pass on Black Friday the year before and it was about $140. And yes, I said the year before. Also, I forgot to mention that passes did sell out this year. I mean, it happens nearly every year, but it also sold out this year as well. The passes were mailed out before the convention and they have a type of RFID that lets you sign in and out of the convention. It's very nice, very convenient. Having the passes mailed out adds a whole nother level of convenience that I really enjoy. So before the conventions, there's typically is like a day 0 and a day 0 event. There was not one this year. There usually is a concert or something, but hey, you know what? COVID's still a thing. COVID's still running around. What you were actually supposed to do on day 0 was to pick up your COVID wristband. Actually, let me rephrase that because it kind of sounds like you're getting COVID from the wristband. What you're supposed to do on day 0 is to pick up your vaccination status wristband. You see, you either need to get vaccinated or have a negative COVID test to attend Anime Expo. Originally, you didn't need to have one, but thankfully, because of negative feedback and backlash, they changed their mind and they went with mandatory vaccination or a negative test. This shows bullying works. So with our wristbands showing our vaccination status and our passes currently activated, let's talk about the convention. The convention is split between 2 sections, the West Hall and the South Hall. The South Hall contained the Exhibit Hall, Artist Alley, and the autographs, and the West Hall contained the Entertainment Hall, Quiet Lounge, Manga Room, and all the panel rooms. There's also the JW Marriott that was open that had a panel room, karaoke, and the Crunchyroll Lounge. We're going to start with the convention floor itself. This was split between 2 sections, the main exhibitors and the vendors. On the red flooring, which was near the front of the doors, were the exhibitors with some major players in the anime industry such as Bandai Namco, Bushiroad, Crunchyroll, Sega, and many more. On the black carpet were more well-known sellers as well as the 18+ area. No, I'm not going to show that. And the main exhibit hall is where your time will be most spent. You'll be trying out demos, waiting in line, purchasing official goods from various shops, waiting in line, taking photos, waiting in line, window shopping, waiting in line. Did I mention waiting in line? You're gonna be waiting in line for those con exclusive merch and rare goods. Depending on what day you went on and what you were looking for, you're gonna be waiting. Cause like, come on. You want that Genshin Impact merch, right? You're gonna be a good boy and you're gonna wait. The black carpet area is where things start to lighten up traffic-wise. If you're on the hunt for a certain figure or a piece of merch, you will most likely find it here. What is also interesting is that some Artist Alley peeps actually graduated from Artist Alley and moved to the main hall. Speaking of Artist Alley, that was on the bottom floor, kind of underground. It's Artist Alley, you know what it is. It was extremely large and it was sectioned off. The spacing between the tables were wide, but of course there's obviously going to be some traffic. It's Anime Expo. What was interesting about Artist Alley was the Annex section, which is more shops and clothing brands as opposed to artists. There was also some guys doing tattoos, which was pretty cool. The South Hall, we have the panels and the entertainment. Here we are in the Chainsaw Man panel. Very excited for that. Here's the entertainment area where you're able to play card games, arcade games, Beyblade, And there is the community stage as well as cosplay backdrops. This is where you wait in line and you're able to take some photos using some special backdrops. It's super, super nice. On the top floor, we have the Premier Lounge, which, yep, it's a lounge. You can sit on these comfy couches, and there is also personal Wi-Fi. You can request drinks, and there are plugs where you could charge your devices as well. Right next to it is the Quiet Lounge, but more importantly, the Manga Lounge. This is where you could sit down and read some manga. Near the middle of the area was a small display featuring different promotional art of previous anime expos. In the Manga Lounge, I read Eyes Volume 2, and yes, I wanted to cry in public. Outside, there was Hype Land from Shonen Jump. I'm really sorry, but I didn't get any footage. This was a carnival type area sponsored by Shonen Jump. At night, they also had special musical guests. Lil Yachty was there. Pocari Sweat was also there giving out free drinks, and there were also food trucks and vendors selling extremely overpriced food. Pro tip, head off-site for your food. There was also cosplay gatherings scattered throughout the convention grounds. In the JW Marriott, there was the Crunchyroll Lounge, which was just a bar, and there was another panel room. This was the second biggest one, and I was there for Mega 64, Bushiroad, and Mob Psycho 3. All very good panels. Along with that, there were some other locations that were in use, such as theaters. Now, the panels were pretty damn stacked. There was a lot of damn good ones. Some of the ones that I attended was Mega 64, Bushiroad, Chainsaw Man, and Underground Idols, as well as Mob Psycho for a premiere. There was something for everyone, but remember, if you wanted to go to a panel, you had to line up pretty early to get in. Or just get premiere. Some panels that my friends went to that they told me were pretty damn good were Trash Taste, as well as the Faku panel and Kaguya-sama. From what I've heard, the Aniplex panel was meh, as well as the Sword Art Online 10th anniversary of the anime was also meh. Now, the guests were pretty good. There was a lot of industry guests from both sides of the medium. Production heads, Japanese and English voice talents, streamers, YouTubers, and some VTubers as well. There's a nice variety that it's bound to please nearly everyone. What is also really nice is that you're not only subjected to the official guest lists. There were some unofficial guests doing signings and meet and greets. One of the more notable ones that I was aware of was Christina V was there, Kei-san, and Hassan Piker. They were just like kind of middling around. Also, if you saw someone with blonde hair and a bodyguard, that was a VTuber. I won't say who or what agency they're from, but it's a big one. It was a big one. And with that, we're now going to go with what I saw, what I did, what I bought at the convention. If you're not interested in that, you could skip to this time code below where we're just going to go to the review. So, let's get started. Hey y'all, Lunchbox here. I lied, not gonna show y'all what I did. I feel like that could be its own separate video because after looking through all of the footage, it is about 3 hours of footage that I captured that we'll save it for its own video. So instead, here's what I got. Starting off with the trading card stuff, because I do run a trading card channel. Please subscribe. We have these card sleeves. We have some Chloe card sleeves from Hololive Production. I did open because I didn't want to get one. This is from the Bushiroad booth, and I like Chloe, so we got some sleeves of her. Speaking of the Bushi booth, I got a box of the Hololive Super Expo 2022 from Weiss Schwarz and from the Bushiroad booth. It is the first edition, it says right there, and I've opened one of these on the main channel, so I opened up the Japanese one, which is this one right over here, almost the exact same thing, so yeah, go check that out if you want to go see that. In the entertainment hall, if you tried out the One Piece trading card game, you got a little PR pack of One Piece. There are 5 cards in total, all packs contain the same 5 cards. Here are the 5 cards that are included. All of these are character cards, and you have a little event card as well. There's the back side. So yeah, that's what's in the pack. I got 2 because I did a survey and I actually played the game and they gave me a little demo deck. So I am now a pro at the One Piece trading card game. It feels kind of like a mix of Dragon Ball Super and Digimon, so I kind of dig it, so yeah, we'll pick it up, why not? I got this Boku no Hero Academia card. I do not play the game or Universes, so yeah, we're just gonna toss that over to the side. Here's a card game I do play. Here is the Vanguard Stamp PR card that you get after finishing the stamp rally. Here is the Shioko ones for Weiss Schwarz. Here is a Korone hollow one, very, very shiny, and we got the Aaron PR cards, and we have 3 of the Chainsaw Mans. Oh, I'm sorry. I got 2 more Chainsaw Mans. I got 6 of the Mid Dragon Climax PR cards, as well as a full set of the Bang Dream ones. I got every single lead singer, and very happy about that. Shout out to the boys over at the Bushy booth for helping me get all of the PR cards. And the piece of resistance for the trading card game section, we got a Chloe HLP, and there's the sleeve that I opened up. Very nice. This is from the Hololive Super Expo Premium box. It is one of the shiniest things I've ever laid my eyes on. Also, I forgot about these. I picked up these really, really big starter Pokemon cards. They're humongous, and I did start my Pokemon journey with Pokemon Gold and Silver. This is my childhood right here. I missed Red and Blue. Oh, actually, no. I did play Red and Blue. I did not understand it. My child brain was not fully aware of Red and Blue, but Gold and Silver is when my brain fully comprehended what was happening. So I picked up these 3 giant cards. They are from the 25th anniversary. They're from Neo Destiny, I believe the set that they're from. So very happy I got this. Expect this in the background of future videos. Alright, time for the anime figure section. Here's a Kirby that I got in a gacha, and he is a very sleepy boy, and I love him so much. I got this Bui Bui Molcar tissue holder. When I bought this, the lady that sold it to me told me that this was to hold your phone, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay, that makes sense, it's a phone holder. And then we actually like looked in, and it's like, no, this is not for your phone at all, this is to hold tissues. So actually I put my TV remote in the little hole so I don't lose it. So dual use. Here's another gacha that I got. If you played the Bang Dream gacha, you get this. Ooh, very nice. Not my favorite character. Also not my favorite band, but I'm glad I got it. More importantly, I finally got this Darkness figure. Finally. It took me a minute to find one. I got it for 40 bucks. Really, really good price. And here's a photo of all 3 of them. I have completed the collection of the Winter Konosuba figures. Very nice. Papa Parade. Papa Parade figures are phenomenal. They're great, especially for the price. So very happy I got this. And for the manga section, Spy Family, Plus Sized Elf, Wotakoi. Some notable freebies that I got was this Weiss Hololive product lineup, but you could just use it as a little poster because it has a really nice picture of all the girls from Hololive. I got a Michelle mask because of course I did, add it to the collection, as well as a Rescue Rabbit headband. Here's a calendar featuring different Aniplex series. Here's a Kaguya-sama one, and this is for 2023, so it is kind of nice to have another calendar around. And possibly my favorite one, a Goblin Slayer adventure sheet for the tabletop RPG. I actually got 2 of these, and yeah, I don't plan on playing the Goblin Slayer one. I do plan on playing the Konosuba tabletop RPG, but I'll try out the Goblin Slayer one because I have the adventure sheet. If you ever played D&D, that's what this is. So, but it's specifically for the Goblin Slayer one, so very, very nice. Here is the coolest freebie. If you participated in the Digimon Survive like little photo thing, you take a picture, you post it on socials, you tag Digimon Survive or Road to Survive, I believe that's what it was. You get a little coin, you put the coin in the gacha, you turn the gacha, and you get a prize. I got a bento box. And yeah, this is a really high quality bento box. At least it like looks like a high quality bento box. Not entirely sure how bento boxes are. But yeah. Digimon Survive, nothing on the backside, although it is like kind of like looks like wood. Definitely not wood, it's all plastic. Different 4 compartments, and you got a little one right here. Very, very nice. Again, totally free, which is absolutely insane. Super fast One Piece Odyssey sticker, because I did try out One Piece Odyssey lanyard, and an Ami fan. While I was looking around, I found more Chainsaw Man promos and another Aaron promo. For pins and stickers, I got this Fight Me sticker, got these 2 Bang Dream pins. I got this one for free at Kinokuniya. Got this little Poon Poon one. I got this little Pochita one. I love enamel pins if you haven't noticed. For apparel, yes, apparel. Got this really nice hat, Sleepy Kid Club. And on the back, it says, a nap sounds good. I work with children, so very, very relevant. Got this Pikachu one. Very, very nice. And I got this amazing collared shirt of Slowpoke. We got a hunter eating candy. I love that the Slowpoke's wearing a little wizard hat. Of course, by Sugar Star Cafe. We stand them on this channel. Alright, finally to the prints. Hopefully y'all be able to see this. Whoop. This is drawn by Sushio. This is from the official Eva store. So I'm definitely going to frame this. Here's a little Bang Dream one. Well, not little. It's really long. I love the scene. Love the vibe. All the different characters just going about their day. As soon as I saw this, of course, I picked it up. Here's a Bulbasaur print. You're not going to be able to see. Yeah, there we go, more or less. This is definitely going to go up on my wall. I love Bulbasaur. It's one of my favorite Pokemons. Definitely one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemons for sure. So, yeah, there we have all the stuff I got at Anime Expo. Whoa, jump cut. Forgot. I got this shirt. It's Misa from Death Note. Alright, cool. Alright, back to the review. I had a great time, but you know who didn't have a great time? My wallet and bank account. I'll worry about that later. And now we're going to go to the totally unscientific grading scale. We're going to cover the convention hall, organization, panels, guests, and variety. Now, because this is Anime Expo, we're going to be a little more harsher in our grading as opposed to an independent convention or gathering. Convention hall gets a 4. The Los Angeles Convention Center is large and it is very suited for this many guests. There are plenty of hotels in the surrounding area as well as food, but like I mentioned earlier, you might want to go off the immediate area to get your food. We ate at Yard House and it was like the most mid-expensive food I've ever had. Also, the hotels provide shuttles, which, beautiful, amazing. Little Tokyo is actually not that far from the convention center, and you could actually get there by taking the shuttle for the Doubletree. The Doubletree is right next to Weller Court. Weller Court is right next to Little Tokyo. You're done. A short walk, maybe it's like about 10 or 15 minutes, and you actually hit a small shopping center with a bunch of other amenities. More importantly, there is a Target. Now that Target is actually where I bought this GoPro stick. The only reason I bought this is because I forgot mine at home, and this was $40. As soon as I'm done filming, I am returning this. So obviously you could get anything that you're missing, like a GoPro stick. Anything that you need from a Target, you can just get it right there. Again, it's like 10 to 15 minute walk from the actual convention center. To us, it was a 10-minute walk from the hotel. There is a decent amount of parking, but god damn, does it get expensive. Show up early to get a stop on the convention ground, which will be like about $25 or so. But if you don't, you're looking up to $30 to $50 for parking, which it's fucked, honestly. Also, you're in downtown LA, which, let's be honest, not exactly the safest place if you're gonna be walking to your hotel. You'll be fine though. Like, don't worry, you'll be fine. Now this gets a 4 because the convention hall is nice and spacious and there's enough restaurants around the area as well as hotels and different amenities, specifically a Target. But the surrounding area is really, really expensive. The parking is rough and it's downtown LA. Also, fun story, our Uber driver ran a red light. Great job. Organization gets a 3. The convention hall was neatly organized. Everything was labeled. There was enough space in an artist alley for people to walk by. And the map provided was pretty easy to read. The staff was knowledgeable when I had any questions. They knew where the line was. There was also free water for refillable water bottles, which is extremely important. And the system to get in and out the convention was super simple. Also, before the con, you got your badges mailed to you, which was extremely smart. I'm glad that they started doing that. And the COVID vaccination status pickup was on day 0, which is, again, a great idea. Now for the bad, there were no shuttles for day 0, so we had to actually walk from our hotel to the convention center, then walk back. In previous years, there were shuttles available for day 0. Now, one of the reasons I think there was no shuttles for day 0 is because there was no day 0 event, so there was really no need to go to the convention center. Except, one of the reasons to go to the convention center was to get your wristband. Now, it does really suck. Again, they did it previous years. Why couldn't they do it for this one? Another reasons was actually the scheduling. On the app where you get the times for the panels, you got them in chronological order in a list. That means it was labeled from when the convention opens all the way to it closes. There was not an option on the app to see it as a timetable. Seeing where each panel overlaps time-wise would have been extremely helpful in figuring out scheduling. That was not an option here. One can make an argument that there were too many panels and that it just didn't work, but my rebuttal to that is they've done it in the previous years. Having a timetable schedule as opposed to a list format would have made the con experience a whole lot smoother. Another main reason was there's just way too many people now. I know, I'm glad anime has become this cultural juggernaut that is enjoyed by everybody, regardless of age. There's just way too many people now. Yes, it's obvious. It's the biggest anime convention in North America. Earlier in the convention, day 1, the fire marshal actually closed down the west entrance and they were not letting anyone in because it was a fire hazard. Because the convention hall has a max amount of people allowed does not mean that you have to actually fill up that many people. They could really sell maybe 1,000 or 2,000 less passes and it'd be a whole lot less crowded. But Lunchbox, 5930, that's not fair for the people that didn't get their passes on time. Panels gets a 4. The sound was good at the panels, but there were always some issues in the ones that I went to. There always is. In the Mega 64 panel, there were no mics in the Q&A, which the room is huge. So we'd hear a question. That's a lie. I didn't hear the question at all. We just heard the answers. So you wouldn't hear the question, you'd just hear the answers, which I'm lost. Also, the mixing was super off. Some of them were too loud, some of them were too quiet. It was kind of a mess. Bushiroad, 2 days later on day 3, exact same room, still no microphone for Q&A. Halfway through the presentation, staff brought out a microphone. Another issue in the Bushiroad panel was that the volume was super low for the speakers and it didn't really get fixed either. The main room events was excellent. Of course, it's the main events room. They're gonna work a little harder for that one. In the smaller 400 rooms, there was actually no issues with the sound, which makes sense. There's less that could go wrong there. So with the panels themselves, there was a great variety. There's a lot of different workshops, premieres, behind the scenes panels, and a lot of different guests as well. There was something for everyone here, if you could get in a panel. This goes back to the previous issue of overselling tickets. You have to line up super early to get into one of these panels. For example, Chainsaw Man was capped when I arrived to line up at 9:30. 9:30 capped. The panel started at 11:30. I had premiere and I came back at 10:45 and they let me in. Like I said, it's pay to win with that premiere pass. I was let into a majority of the panels that I wanted to go to because I've been doing this for so long that I know like the tips and tricks, so to speak. But for a first time Anime Expo goer, this might be a surprise. Guests gets a 3. The guests were fine. There was a lot of local talent as opposed to Japanese guests like in the previous year. Which makes sense. Again, COVID is still a thing. Which, honestly, that's the complaint. That there's not enough international guests. The guests that were here were absolutely stacked, but honestly, it could have been better. The unofficial guests were pretty damn cool as well. Hololive could have definitely had a bigger presence at Anime Expo. All they had was basically just a booth, and that's it. VShojo went all out, which makes sense. They're like the 3rd biggest VTuber agency, which, I mean, they're 3rd by default, so yeah. Again, we could blame COVID for this one. There was also a lot of streamers and a lot of YouTubers, a lot of Western internet personalities, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. Variety gets a 2. There was a decent amount of stuff to do, but there were some things that previous years had that this year just didn't, specifically a day 0 event. Yeah, there was the Neon District and some other concerts and like that, but like I mentioned with the guests, those were not international groups. This year, there was no Annie song. Hopefully there's one next year. There's no concert this year, but there were some screenings on the convention ground, but outside the con grounds, honestly kind of lacking. Overall, this Anime Expo gets a 3.5 out of 5. It's closer to a 4 than a 3. But after having 3 years of no funds, they're going to do what they can. There's a lot of English-speaking guests. no day zero, selling tickets to max capacity, as well as no Anisong Matsuri or large concerts are some ways that they're going to be able to save money. Hopefully next year will be a little better and my issues will be addressed. I am expecting Bang Dream to come eventually. Like, I feel like that would be perfect for the next year's Anisong Matsuri, or shit, Hololive? Because again, Hololive had like barely anything there. Regardless, I still had a blast. A convention experience is not only the con itself, but it's also the before and the after. My friend group is amazing and I love going with them. Anime Expo is always a 5 out of 5 experience, even with all the grievances, but we have to look at conventions objectively. I still had a lot of fun and I definitely will be returning next year like I've been for the past 10 years. Again, even though this gets a 3.5, I still had a 10 out of 5 experience. I did a lot of walking. I actually feel like I lost a lot of weight, not from the malnutrition, but from all the exercise that I did. And I caught up on a lot of manga, so that was good. That was good for me. And that is where we're gonna end today's video. Did you go to Anime Expo 2022? What was the longest you waited in line for, and for what? Did you get everything that you wanted? Hopefully you did. Would you be going again next year? I definitely am. Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more anime convention reviews and vlogs. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one.